You're going to hell for that.
Nasty
Right.
thing.
You're going to hell for that. You're going to hell for that. You nasty thing.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Tony Harvin. Welcome to the Tony Harvin Network YouTube channel. If you like, hit that subscribe button listed right here. After you hit the subscribe button, if you want to receive all notifications of videos that come out on this YouTube channel, hit the notification bell and select all after you hit the notification bell.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Tony Harvin, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Tony Harvin Network. I greet everybody upon this afternoon. This here is a news article clip story that we're going to talk about that just recently happened with a so-called pastor who was arrested recently. Shout out to everybody who's going to join us live now in the middle, and those who want to catch it when it uploads to YouTube. Y'all know my disclaimer. I'm not a pastor, preacher. I don't hold any type of office in the church. So please do not lay claims of those titles on me. We're not here to violate any type of community guidelines, any type of copyright infringement, or any type of privacy guidelines at all. What's up to Christopher Span? Shout out to you. What's up to Brother Jonah? What's up to Jonah? What's up to Shaw Nix? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. What's up to Solomon 19? Shout out to you. You said psycho, not sicko. What's up to Gino P? Hope all is well with you, Gino P, and everybody else out there maintaining for sure. So we're going to share the screen right quick of the so-called preacher who was arrested and whatnot. What's up to Sheila Howell? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. What's up to Brandon Briggs? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. Gino P, member for 5 months. Definitely appreciate the support to this YouTube channel. God bless you and your family. What's up to Tanya Bond? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. So we're here to talk about this so-called preacher who was recently arrested out there in Phoenix, Arizona. All right. So his name is Auturo Laguna, if that's how you pronounce his name. If you could help me out at Mr. Gino P. I believe this fella is Latino. He's accused of using a hidden camera to record video of women in a West Phoenix church bathroom where he worked as a pastor. This is what the news article says about this fella right here. He was arrested for planting cameras in a church bathroom. All right. So we're going to go to the story right quick. Court documents are providing disturbing new details in the recent arrest of a pastor for voyeurism who was accused of placing a hidden camera in a restroom of a church in West Phoenix. A camera or cameras in a bathroom record women handling their business in the bathroom. Can you imagine that? I don't imagine it. How about that? This is not the first time a so-called preacher has been arrested for stuff like this. You know what I mean? It's not the first time. What's up to Tipton family? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. You know what I mean? Keep doing your thing on that YouTube. Gino P said, do look like a wet cat in that pic. He said a wet cat. Oh, man. Auturo Laguna. That's how you pronounce his name. All right. Auturo, 55 years of age. 55 years of age. Planting a camera in a woman's bathroom. When women take their little kids, they change Pampers, they got their little babies using the restroom, and he recorded all of that. All of it. You know what I mean? Was arrested late last year for allegedly recording several videos of women using the restroom at the church where he supposedly preached at, located near 27th Avenue and McDowell Road. The investigation began on November 6, 2024, when a woman reported to Phoenix police that she was changing her baby's diaper in a woman's bathroom at a church when a camera fell out the clothes dryer. You say he was better off watching on his own time. Wow. So this man planted a camera in the dryers in the church. You know what I mean? Listen, who knows where else he planted cameras at? You know what I mean? Probably in the tissue dispenser. You know what I mean? Some people are crafty to plant a camera inside a toilet bowl. You know what I mean? You just never know what these creeps got in mind. That's why it's a sad thing. You know, people put all their trust, all of it, into a lot of these so-called preachers who are in the pulpit, right? And this is the type of things that them folks over there get. You know what I mean? All right. Brandon Briggs says, them churches are more dangerous than the outside world. Shows you a lot. And you know what? You know, when a lot of the outside folks see stuff like this, they blame everybody who's in the church. You know what I mean? They blame everybody, including us. So those who have platform, we got to clear this stuff up. Because this has nothing to do. This has nothing to do with being Christ-like at all. Who knows what else he did besides this? The man is 55 years of age. 55. You know what I mean? All right. Solomon 19 said that's a true pervert and he's meant to be a minister. No, that's the devil. He says God knows. What's up? The promise is manifested. Shout out to you. Says such a shame. So we're going to go down to a little bit more. All right. Documents say officers spoke with another pastor at the church who said Auturo had admitted to placing the camera in the bathroom. So I'm going to highlight that right there. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to highlight it for the people out there, just in case they say, what if it's allegedly? What if it's just hearsay? He admitted to it. Well, at least he's honest. But you're still going to do some time or get a fine or something like that. So the man admitted to it. And he admitted to placing the camera in the bathroom. Sick-minded people. Sick. And I'm pretty sure this ain't going to be the last time. We will hope. But you know, we got a lot of sick people out there who's in these so-called churches that's doing these type of activities. Not only planting cameras in the bathroom, but looking at little kids. There's a lot of sickos in the pulpit right now. You know what I mean? Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of those members know about it. I mean, look at the situation with Eddie Long, when that situation was going on. I'm pretty sure some of them people knew about what Eddie Long was doing. All right? What's up to Solomon says, that's disgusting. Why in the devil would people do these kind of stuff? And these are religious people, so-called, right? So-called. You got to understand, a lot of people already had these wicked thoughts in their head before they come to the church. They know a lot of churches are vulnerable. They know a lot of churches are vulnerable, and it's so easy for those type of people to trust them. So easy. They fall for the okie doke. They see a man, he quoting scriptures, they put him in the pulpit. You understand? Entertain the people. They fall for the okie doke. Easy. You know what I mean? All right. What's up to Jay Williams? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. AG said he planted a camera in a bathroom. Yes, the woman's bathroom. Inside the dryer or something like that. And I said, I wouldn't be surprised. You know, technology is advancing now. Some might put a camera in a toilet bowl. Wow. Jay Williams says another camera planner. You said SMH. What a wicked and sick man. Absolutely. What's up to Tanya Renee? Shout out to you. You said sick and demented. Somebody said, what's demented? Sound like me, huh? Well, from the definition of demented is right here. Behaving wildly and irrationally on account of anger, distress, or excitement. Similar is mad, insane, deranged, out of one's mind, not in one's right mind. So those are some definitions that I see in reference to Google, right? So Aaron Michaels says, was this so-called pastor married? I only ask because who could have videotaped his wife instead of strangers? I'm lost. I don't get what you're trying to say at the end. Let me try to reread it, or somebody can help me out. You said, was this so-called pastor married? That I didn't see no articles yet. He says, I only ask because who have videotaped his wife instead of strangers? Help me understand that. All right. What's up to Mr. Dunbar? Shout out to you. Exposing the works of darkness with Brother Dunbar. Shout out to you. Keep doing your thing on the YouTube. All right. AG says, I guess you meant you do not like being scanned by TSA at the airport. SMH. Well, I'm trying to see what does that have to do with the topic. Let me know. All right. Jonas says, now Tony is looking up words and checking out social medias. Absolutely. Thank God for technology to use it the right way, not like this creep. You know what I mean? Betty Jenkins says he is a pervert. I agree with you. So, according to the other pastor, this says Auturo would repeatedly share videos with his nephew in Mexico, who would in return send him money. Man, this is sick right here. This is sick. I highlighted it for y'all. So it says, according to the other pastor, Auturo, which is the one who was arrested, would reportedly share videos with his nephew in Mexico, who would in return send him money in child. If y'all can see that word on the screen, I ain't gonna say it on here. Not only was the man secret recording women in the bathroom that he planted a camera in, he was watching child. Wow. So I don't know how the laws work out there in Mexico and whatnot when situations like this happen. Here it is. You got a 55-year-old grown man looking at kids. And where are the parents at? If you got little kids getting it on, unless they forcefully are told to do that to an adult, which is still sick. Mexico. Now they run into Mexico now. This is sad. A so-called preacher, huh? So-called preacher. You got some people in the churches right now that's doing the same stuff. Right now. So I don't know if he got a wife, Aaron Michaels, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. Either way, he got a wife or not. My thing is put him away for a very long time. Very. Because who knows what he have done to kids in the past or what his mindset is. All right. What's up, the Mercy Car? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. Mr. Dunbar says, my Lord, that's so evil. Absolutely. Solomon says, desperation. That man need God, man. Can a person change? Well, absolutely. If they want to, right? If they allow God to change them, right? But that type of stain on somebody's name and somebody's life, wow. That's a hard stain right there. That's a hard stain right there to have. because you could even be in holiness, right? You could be in holiness and what have you. But if people know you got a crime like that, they would scratch their head. I don't care who you are. If people know somebody got, and you could easily look that up on like national sex offender and stuff like that. You could look people up on there. And if people see that you have a crime like that, as far as like touching on kids or watching child or anything dealing with something like that, they would scratch their head about you. You understand? They would scratch their head about you. Okay, how much Bible you read or whatever the case may be. If you see somebody got that type of charge, touching on kids, you're going to scratch your head. You know what I mean? You're going to scratch your head on that one. All right. Mercy Card says, what the world? SMH again and again. This is sickening, I must say. Wow. Absolutely. And remember, not only these so-called preachers, you got teachers, coaches, anybody who takes up a position like that, whereas though they may find like a group of people who may be vulnerable to fall for the okie doke and trust them, just so they could fulfill their wicked thoughts with children. You know what I mean? Aaron Michael says, this so-called pastor is going to have a hard time in prison. You says with Bubba and Tyrone. Bubba and Tyrone. Wow. I mean, you're right. You know, them fellas, whether it's in jail, which is holding to see if you're going to be let out or not, or if you don't get let out and they ship you off to prison, you're definitely going to have a hard time. You might as well volunteer to stay in PC or solitary confinement. You know what I mean? Because fellas like that, and listen, I don't hope harm for anybody, but they're going to pulverize this man right here every day if they get a chance to. How do they know this man got a charge like that? People talk. They look at the internet. You look at your paperwork, right? For those who've been in jail and prison, you know, them folks who want to know why you in here for. Let me see your paperwork. You know? They want to see if you one of these type of fellas or a snitch. Two things that they don't like in prison is a snitch and a fella like him. Or if you're a former law enforcement officer. You know? That's just how prison is, I think, or what I've heard. All right? Mr. Dunbar says, over righteous people slow down. We're talking about the deed. We're not saying can't change. Wonderful. Betty Jenkins says, something he has been doing years. I'm glad he got caught. Jonas says, what denomination was he from? If it says, well, let me go up to the church name. So the church name is right here. See if I can highlight it for you. That's the church name. Anybody who's Spanish or whatever the case may be, they can break that down or what have you, you know. But I didn't see the denomination in the article, you know. Here we go. Back to this fella. Jay Williams says, even if God pricks his heart and converts him over to holiness, he still needs to be in prison for life. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? You do a crime like that, listen, you're going to have to serve them. You're going to have to serve that time in prison. You know what I mean? All right. AG said his wife's name is Janet Laguna. Let me look her up. Let me see if I can find it. All right. Dunbar says his eyes look like there is even eye behind it. He wrote. Appreciate that, Christopher Span. Promises says, yeah, I certainly wouldn't want him around me, nor my relatives, friends, or even my enemies. Mercy Carr said he is not in holiness, he is in false pretense. Brandon Briggs said he looks sneaky. Mr. Dunbar said this man may catch $150 in prison. $150. $150. Wow. I agree with that, Mr. Span. You know, AG says, I can imagine inmates want to know about the newcomers. Oh, yeah. If you ever watch like documentaries on prison or newcomers coming to prison, you know what I mean? You'll see. People in prison, of course, they got a lot of time. A lot. You know? Mr. Dunbar says, tell him I got papers on you. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. All right? Mr. Span says, as soon as he gets to population, there's going to be all types of snacks on his bunk. What's up to Marsha? Shout out to you. What's up to A. Wilson? Gino says, could see the whole name, Tony, only Casa, which means house. You said you couldn't see the whole name at Gino P? Let me I'm gonna zoom it in for you. Let me see let me see what I can do. I'm gonna put it in the chat room. The Gino P. So it's in the chat room at Gino P. All right. Aaron Michael says the number one crime that convicts in prison despise is harming little children. Yeah, it's a top crime. Solomon 19 says the way you guys put emphasis on this picture. Jonah says they are assemblies of God. What they about? What is that organization about at Mr. Jonah? He said he's going to take the honey bun. What does that mean? What does that mean? All right. Aaron Michael says they should have put this pastor on TV show, How to Catch a Predator by Chris Hansen. There's been a lot of, people in positions like that have been caught. How to Catch a Predator. I think Chris Hansen was fired or something like that from that show. But the work that he did on there was pretty cool. You know what I mean? Funny show. When you got teachers, police officers, doctors. You know what I mean? Talking to what they think is a 13-year-old girl. And they go try to meet up with this 13-year-old girl who's actually like an actor. She's like in her 20s that look like she's young. But they setting them up. Grown men travel hours and hours to go see what they think is a 13-year-old. A 13-year-old. And they got wives at home. You know what I mean? Wives at home. And they're taking their time out to talk to a 13-year-old girl. 13. And the look on their face when Chris Hansen come out, they know it's over. They know it is. All right. Promises says with his charges, he would be separated in population with similar characteristics and offenses. Oh, okay. Listen, I didn't know that. Jay Williams says most men that have discharged PC up so they can't get touched, but even the guards will set him up sometimes. Set him up. AG says Assemblies of God are Trinitarian. Oh, wow. Jonas says they are like an offset of Pentecostal and Assemblies of God were formed in 1906. Interesting. Excuse me. Christopher Span says politics of prison is crazy. When you have that type of charge, you normally don't get help or refuge. Even the Christian brothers, white and black, won't offer protection. If so, he must be a shot caller. A shot caller. I heard of that term. Betty Jenkins says, whatever his denomination is, he is disgusting. All right. Bless says, he could have been doing this for a long time, but just getting caught. You're right. You're right about that. You know? All right. AG said, Jimmy Swaggart was Assemblies of God. Brandon Briggs says, that show was crazy. They would run out like the police wasn't waiting outside. Jonas says, because of the Azusa Street revival. AG wrote, PAW formed in 1906, a oneness organization. Assemblies of God was formed by former PAW and former Church of God in Christ licensed ministers. And you put in 1914. Quite interesting. At AG. So let's get back to this news article and whatnot. So we left off at this one, where as though the man Auturo, who would secretly record the woman in the church's bathroom, send the recordings, send the videos. Now there are innocent women out here who got their videos taken, right, secretly, some kids, babies, to Mexico. Now it's floating on the internet. It's floating to different people's devices, all because of him. All because of him. So they say he reportedly shared the videos with his nephew in Mexico, who would in return and send him money and child. All right. So they said detectives then spoke with the so-called preacher who, according to court documents, admitting to hiding the camera in October because he was trying to excite himself by recording women in the restroom. Look at this. Look at this part right here. Look at this part. He was trying to excite himself. What? You got a wife at home. Wife. A wife. Secretly recording people. Excited him? Watching child excited you? A grown man? What's up, the parish? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. AG says, I know my PAW history. Excuse me. Excuse me if you know your PAW history. You know? Excuse me. You know what I mean? I know about this right here.
This is the truth of God. Yes, this is the truth of God. If you yes, this is. I'm glad this. Yes.
That's what I know about, you know? PAW. I think the former church that I came out of, he might have been Pentecostal. He might have been that. I'm not too sure about that. He may have been that. me. All right. Jonas says, I would have just called them Anabaptists, Armenians, if that's how you pronounce that in the past. What's up to Dawn? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. Promises says, oh yeah, he's sick. AG says, Pastor wanted a little personal time. Watching kids. Wow. That's just nasty. All right. Gino P says, child is wicked. Send him to Rikers, I say, ASAP. Oh, man. If he's in population at Rikers, he won't make it. He won't make it. You know what I mean? Any jail or prison like Rikers, this man will not make it. Especially Rikers. He will not make it. Wow. That's crazy. All right. So police mentioned they seized several of his devices, including the camera's SD card, which contained videos of 4 women in the restroom. 4 innocent women. 4 innocent women. Handling their privacy in the bathroom. And you got a sick man secretly recording them. Now you got the videos, as we stated earlier, floating around. They don't know who's seen their videos. The next door neighbor could have seen their videos. These women could be teachers, doctors, or whatever the case may be, that has been exposed to social media. People watching you, handle your business in the bathroom. You know what I mean? All right. Dunbar says, send him to, what is that? Walpole State? That's a prison? What's up? All right. Mercy Carr says, he will not make it on that level. A lot of people in the system hate that. You says, for real, for real. You're right. You're right about that. I mean, I've heard stories where as though fellas with those charges, you know what I mean? They was unalived. Fellas with those type of charges, they run the PC quick. Or they play like they crazy or something like that. What's up to N Maxwell? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. Blessings back to you. Solomon 19 said that's the heat wave in him working. His wife, for some reason, isn't enough. Wow. Wow. You got to have a sick mind if you got to result to children. You got to have a sick mind. You got to. You know what I mean? Listen, no way in the world should a 55-year-old man try to use an excuse that he just wanted to get excited to watch videos that he secretly recorded and videos that his nephew sent him from Mexico about children, child. Right? Jonas says, Tony knows. You said, sure you didn't do some time in the pen. Oh, man. Did I do some time in the pen? That's funny. Man said I did some time in the pen, or sure you didn't do some time in the pen. You asked me a question. What's up to Jay Williams? Shout out to you. You know, but no, I didn't do no time in the pen. Just did a lot of studying, you know. I got arrested before when I was 16. 16 for some threats. You know, I got let go. You know what I mean? Mother came and got me, you know, called me stupid or whatever the case may be, but nothing dealing with jail or prison. You know? Pretty sure some of us had some run-ins with the law. whether you didn't pay your ticket, your speeding ticket, and you forgot about it and you had a warrant. Some of us probably, had some dealings with the, the law and got arrested and probably spent a couple of days in jail. Scared as ever, scared as ever. You know what I mean? I thought I was actually going to go to juvenile hall that day when I got arrested. I thought. But blessedly, my mother came and got me. Whew. She came and got me. You know what I mean? I was thankful. Otherwise, I would have been taken to juvenile hall and still was facing 3 years and to go to prison. Wow. All right. What's up to GV? Shout out to you. Gino P says, there's been a few of this frequently ministers you've exposed in the last couple of months. Wonder if they all connected. I'd say, yeah, the devil. I'd say that. But it's a lot of them out there. This is just a very, very small percentage. Very small. There's a lot of news stories I can't cover. And I tend to do these once in a while. I've been meaning to do more and more. But man, it's so much stories about, these sick so-called preachers committing crimes like this, or touching on kids, or watching child and downloading this stuff. Teachers, coaches, doctors, police officers. They all over the place. Right? Jay Williams says, it's a prison in Mexico. No one escapes. What's the name? What's the name of that? If you can find that out. Dunbar says, I had my fair share at a young age. Jonas says, I hit the trifecta. AG says, I got a few speeding tickets. Texas allows us to take driver class to keep the ticket off your state record. Okay. Over here in North Carolina, if you're speeding, it could be counted as a misdemeanor felony, and you can be thrown in jail. They would classify that as reckless driving here in North Carolina. In some states too. If you're out there speeding and reckless driving, it doesn't matter how much you carry your Bible. If you got an ignorant officer or officer who don't show any type of sympathy, you going to jail. You know what I mean? Dunbar says, I had some kids' parents press charges on me for whooping him. Wow. Bless says, I never been to jail. Pray I never will. Jonah says, I'm the only person in my family to do time. And you put, you laughing. Jay Williams says, Alejandro. That's the name of the prison. Betty Jenkins says, they are misleading so many sincere people. I agree. You know what I mean? This is a reason why a lot of people turn away from the church. One of the reasons why a lot of people turn away from the churches. Because you got filthy guys like him. When people hear stories like this, they blame all Christians. All. Even if it's the Catholic Church, they still say Christians are part of that. Huh? Anything dealing with church, they blame Christians. You know what I mean? Mercy Carr says, I'm thinking over here what is going wrong with these so-called false pastors. Every time you turn around, they pop up hiding, doing this dirty down, cover up situation. AG says, maybe YouTube will soon follow Facebook, Instagram, and remove independent fact checkers off the platforms. What do you mean by that? What do you mean? You know, Dunbar says, I'm good with a 23 and 1. All right, let's see if we can finish this story off. All right, so the so-called preacher was booked for 4 felony counts of surreptitious recording. He's set to appear in court later this week. This week, right now. All right. So once again, they got it written underneath his picture. Is accused of using a hidden camera to record video of woman in a West Phoenix church bathroom where he worked as a pastor. They call him a pastor. I call him a so-called pastor. Whatever the case may be. What's up to Robin Harris? Shout out to you. AG says, remove fact checkers off YouTube so you don't have to avoid using certain words. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, it's crazy. You know what I mean? That's why, you know, if we was to talk about the Skittles community and use certain words, they'll flag the video. Take it down. You know what I mean? So I get what you're trying to say as far as like that. That would be good though. All right, Solomon says every TOG branch will have their own YouTube channel, according to PJ from Sunday service. Wonderful. I think right now they got their own Zoom sessions. You know, if you have Telegram, you know, each time, you know, people from different locations of the world of the TOG, they putting up the Zoom links and what have you. But that'll be good. You know what I mean? All the branches that have a YouTube channel and whatnot, it takes a lot. It's going to take a trustworthy person. I will say that. That I will say. It will take a trustworthy person, a person who got patience and is humble. You know what I mean? A real trustworthy person. All right? AG says, I wonder if unalive is in the dictionary. I think soon it will be. Dunbar says, that's a good point. They always take one person and, what is that? Indict the whole church. Yep. Listen, a lot of us don't have nothing to do with his behavior at all. You know what I mean? Solomon 19 says, SharePoint, yes. Exposing the works of darkness with Brother Dunbar says they zoomed the Boston Temple. Wonderful. Yeah, they zoom a lot of temples. They zoom a whole lot, and whatnot. But every branch to have their own YouTube channel, that's good. That's good. You know what I mean? To see the other brothers speaking and things like that, that's wonderful. All right? So we coming to a conclusion and whatnot. So if you got any last closing remarks to this news story and what have you, feel free to leave it in the chat room. And yes, we will be on tonight. We will be on tonight. Yes, we will. Might have a biblical conversation. Thinking about that. Yeah, I mean, we know the heathens are going to come out. Especially if we start talking about the Trinity. Especially that. You know? All right? Lord willing, we'll be on tonight. Lord willing. All right? Robin Harris says, oh, wow, disrespectful and nasty. Absolutely. Brandon Briggs says, exactly the works of the devil are infiltrated. The churches discredit the church's people. Don't know what's what anymore. Got that right. Jonas says, search YouTube TOG South Specific. All right, let me see if I can find that right quick before we knock off. Let me see right now. TOG South. All right, you're right about that. You're right. You're absolutely right. So let's go. Let's go check the page out. This is the TOG South Pacific. They got one called Trust No One, Pay Attention. Minister Mars. Let's go into that. Oh, they got a commercial on here. Wow. Let me block that out right fast and make sure that is skipped. All right. Take that off. Wonderful. All right. Appreciate that. At Jonah. All right. Not a problem at Gino P. You says, thanks for webcasting. It made my last hour at work go by fast. Peace and blessings to everyone. Appreciate that. At Gino P. You says no audio. Oh, was no audio. That might be the StreamYard acting up. So my apologies. Normally StreamYard does that when I switch back and forth from different web tabs. So if I go here, it'll knock out the audio. You know what I mean? I don't know why is that an issue on StreamYard on my end, but you know, I'm working to fix that. All right, Mr. Dunbar says, who we thumping tonight? Well, I think Brother Williams wants to come on. I think repent, pray, and read. I think he wants to come on. We'll see. All right. God bless you too. That Mr. Dunbar. Appreciate that. Appreciate that at Jonah. Dunbar says the guy who reads for Minister Mars was the Trinitarian that asked Gino about Jesus praying in the garden. Interesting. All right. Appreciate y'all for coming on here. You know what I mean? Appreciate everybody for coming on here, checking out the newscast and whatnot. God bless everybody out there upon this evening. You know what I mean? And Lord willing, we'll be on later on having some biblical conversation in general. Tony Harvin signing off. May you all have a wonderful and blessed afternoon / evening. I'm out. Peace.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Tony Harvin, and welcome to the Tony Harvin Network YouTube channel. If you like, hit that subscribe button listed right here. After you hit the subscribe button, if you want to receive all notifications of videos that come out on this YouTube channel, hit the notification bell and select all after you hit the notification bell.